Last, APC government and their allies don finally floor our baby elephant by name Cubana chief priest, or you can call him Cucumber chief priest. Something happened yesterday, maybe at their convention or at a program in Abuja, but I know say it happened in Abuja. Cubana, oh my God, sorry. Cucumber chief priest was called on the stage to come and perform. My brother, the whole fans of over 500,000 people, because that is a 500,000 auditorium, they booed this guy. He left the stage with shame. This one is just the tip of the iceberg. What these guys are going to see, whether APC win 2027 or APC does not win, but they should understand that the masses is against them, including the one that say is Obi Cucumber. I will not like to waste much of your time. I will show you the clip so that you will see it with your own eyes, because this one is not my making. This one no be my propaganda. This one na something will happen live. Oya, regade. And I come back here to discuss more over this matter.
Abuja, waiting the song. So they call me make a come perform for now. I know the echo. Una know the echo.
We don't care, man.
They call me make a come perform for now. I know the echo. Una know the echo.
We don't care, man.
They call me make a come perform for now. I know the echo. Una know the echo.
We don't care, man.
You heard the crowd shouting at him on stage, and you heard clearly what they told him. We no send your papa. That was not a good outing at all. It was embarrassing, and you could feel the tension immediately. Even Chief Priest himself knew that the crowd didn't want him. In fact, he was the one that even triggered the whole situation by asking why the crowd didn't welcome him properly. That question alone exposed everything, because when people truly like you, when people genuinely respect you, you don't need to beg for acceptance. It comes naturally. And that moment right there is deeper than just a crowd reaction. It tells a bigger story about life, about reputation, and about how people truly see you beyond the surface. Because sometimes it's not about what you have, it's about who you are. This is a typical example of what we mean when we say that a good name is better than money. Now, let's understand this clearly. It's not saying money is evil. It's not saying you should not make money. In fact, money is important. Money solves problems. Money gives comfort. Money gives access. Money can change your level. But here's the truth. Money cannot buy genuine respect. Money cannot force people to truly accept you. Money cannot give you a clean reputation. And that is where many people get it wrong. They focus on building wealth but ignore building character. They chase influence but forget integrity. They want to be known, but they don't care what they are known for. But life doesn't work that way. Because at the end of the day, money can open doors, but only a good name can keep those doors open. A bad reputation will follow you everywhere. No matter how rich you are, if people don't trust you, if people don't respect you, if people don't believe in your character, you will keep facing resistance. You will keep forcing acceptance instead of earning it. And when acceptance is forced, it never lasts. That is exactly what played out in that situation. Now, let's bring it to someone like Peter Obi. People often ask, why is he getting this kind of love? Why is he getting this level of attention across Nigeria? Some people try to reduce it to politics. Some say it's hype. Some say it's just social media noise. But the truth is deeper than that. Yes, Peter Obi did a lot in Anambra State when he was governor. Nobody can deny that. There were improvements in education, healthcare, infrastructure, and governance. But if we are being honest, there are other leaders who have also done projects in their states. So what exactly is different? It is his integrity. That is the real currency he is spending today. People are not just drawn to what he did, they are drawn to who he is. They are responding to consistency. They are responding to a track record that aligns with what he says. Think about it. Here is a man who governed a state, handled public funds, and still left office with money saved. Not stories, not excuses, not explanations, savings. That alone is powerful. Because in a system where people are used to leaders and reaching themselves, someone who shows financial discipline stands out immediately. It sends a message. It tells people that this is someone who can be trusted with public resources. It tells people that this is someone who understands responsibility. It tells people that this is someone who has self-control. And most importantly, it tells people that this is someone who fears accountability. And that is rare. That is why a good name becomes more valuable than money. Because what people are responding to is not just his past achievements, they are responding to his reputation. Reputation is something you build over time. You don't wake up one day and demand it. You earn it through consistent actions, through sacrifice, through discipline, through doing the right thing even when nobody is watching, through saying no when it is easier to say yes, through choosing integrity over immediate gain. That is how a name is built. That is why today, when Peter Obi speaks, people listen. When he shows up somewhere, people gather. When he moves, there is attention. Not because he is the richest, not because he is the loudest, not because he is trying to impress, but because he has built a name that people can connect with. And in a country like Nigeria, that matters a lot. Because Nigerians are tired of empty promises, tired of recycled leadership, tired of corruption, tired of people who come into power with little and leave with so much without clear explanation. So when they see someone who represents something different, they hold on to it, they support it, they protect it, they amplify it. That is what you are seeing. And that is why Nigeria needs someone like him, not just Peter Obi as a person, but the values he represents: integrity, accountability, transparency, prudence, discipline. These are the things that build nations, because leadership is not just about making speeches or commissioning projects, it is about trust. If the people cannot trust you, everything else becomes noise. Policies will not inspire confidence. Promises will not carry weight. Even good intentions will be questioned, because trust is the foundation. And once that foundation is broken, everything else becomes unstable. You can have all the money in the world, but if your name is damaged, people will reject you. You can try to force your way into acceptance, but it won't last, because respect is not forced, it is earned. And what we saw on that stage is what happens when there is a disconnect between money and reputation. One may be present, but the other is missing. And when reputation is missing, the crowd will always respond, sometimes silently, sometimes loudly, but they will respond. That is the difference between what we saw on that stage and what we see with Peter Obi. One struggled for acceptance, the other attracts it naturally. And that is the power of a good name. So, the lesson here is simple but very deep. As you pursue money, as you pursue success, as you pursue influence, do not neglect your name. Protect it, guard it, build it, invest in it. Because one day, it is your name that will speak for you when you are not in the room. It is your name that will enter places before you arrive. It is your name that will determine how people receive you. It is your name that will either open doors for you or close them completely. And no amount of money can buy genuine respect. You can only earn it.
A good name is very important. And also a good name, they say, is better than silver and gold. People of this generation have monetized everything that got to do, or rather that is making this life meaningful. Government supposed to make life meaningful, right? It has been monetized. That if you are not in that arena, if you don't have any family member in that arena, you will end up suffering and suffering and suffering and die as a church rat. Am I lying? I'm not lying. That is the truth. We are telling these guys, okay, there's another thing I want to show us here. Just wait. Let me surprise you. I will still going to come back on this that video you just finished watch. You know, I'm still going to come back on that video you just finished watch. But let me show you something here, so that when I go understand. I think from TikTok, somebody posted something. Here we go. This is TikTok. This is Obi Kubana. This is Opolo, and this one is where they disgrace Obi Kubana. Sorry, Kubana chief priest. All of them are the same thing. And Opolo. Then the guy we posted the thing with this. Okay, let me read what they posted. Breaking news. He said, Kukumba chief priest leaves the stage in shame as fans refuse to respond to him at a concert because of his support for Tinubu. Listen and listen good. Everybody, you see, if you are a poor man, supporting all these people, nobody will see you. I want you to know. It's not like I'm against whether they are rich or you are against the rich. But the truth is this. The rich supposed to be the one that to empower the youth, the poor ones, to stand against bad government. But the same rich is now conniving with the oppressors to further oppress the people who have been oppressed already. And the same people, they are joining hands with it to oppress the same individuals that is patronizing their nonsense business, both alcohol, Igbo, and other things they are doing in the society to remain relevant, in the same society. So the reason why these guys are against him is not because he's supporting a political party, but because they see them as light who's supposed to go there and stand against these ones, because they in the government have money. You as an individual into business, you have money, right? Then when they stand, you stand, because they are not going to stand with the poor. Anything that the poor say or do, we end up either sending them to prison or to graveyard, or some to exile. Yes. So this one now, what you are seeing today, or rather, what happened yesterday in Abuja in that concert is just a tip of the iceberg. My brother, these guys is going to lower to the minimum level. In fact, Sunday Igboho will be better than them. They don't know what is happening. What is playing out, let me shock all of them if they don't know, is the voice of Shetima with the former governor of Ogun State, Emerson Amuson, where he said that all the whole Igbo billionaires will be made to look relevant before they will even allow them to have the Biafra. In other words, that Igbos should go to their Biafra with empty-handed, in fact, like a pooper. That is the language Shetima used on that thing. So, boils down to 2026. Sheyi Tinubu, a boy of 5 years, I'll be 50 years, is now using older men in Biafra land to be destroying their own land. You can imagine that. Davido is in the midst, he's a very tight friend with these guys. Have you ever seen Davido jumping up and down doing City Boys movement or City Girls movement? Whether on your mandate they shall stand or they shall fall. It must be the Igbos. There's one Efulefu again that went to Arise TV with Ufai Hussein yesterday by name Agbakahi. What did they call him? Agbakahi. He went there to lie against the people suffering. And when they caught him, he was he turned to stammerer. They must always use the foolish Igbo ones against, denting the image of the good ones. Look at Joseph Ibokwe, the Efulefu man, the outcast Newe man. Look at what he's saying against the Igbos. Look at the one that called himself Ijele. What have we can give Ruago? Man, many of them, charlatans in human forms. Obi Kukumba, be whatever it is. And the Kukumba chief priest, or I go see him when I never did finish, you make you see. He said, Kukumba chief priest shouted and shouted, but no one responded. He couldn't perform, and he just left. It boiled down to the situation, according to him. But why will a billionaire decided to join hands with same people who are oppressing the little ones who are patronizing you? Because all these big ones, they are not patronizing you. They can only give you a contract. But your daily product are being consumed by these same people. Now these same people, they go your bar. Now them, they go your restaurant. Now them, they go your cafe. Now them, they also patronizing in your club. You still join hands with the people who are oppressing them, who have cut off, who have lowered their purchasing power to the highest minimal level. And you tell me they will not turn against you. My brother, you lie. Let me take a few comments on this post. This one I just read. I will still go back to that post too. We will re-comment there. This one say, that is choice. We need to respect people's choice in this country. Somebody says that, okay? And Joy, 2 coded, said, if you like, make your own choice. B, to support person where they oppress 300 million Nigerians. All of honor, no just get sense. With due respect, sir, Mecheo. He responded though. Chima, I responded to Big Daddy in case number choice. Also, Anumpama. Krista for it said, yes, so why are they forcing others to join them in their choice? Answer me. Education doesn't save people from foolishness. And according to Mai, said this video is on my story. Chineke. The video, my story, is with me. Rose said, I want to watch the full video. Also, we said the video is on my story. I feel bad for him. My brother, you are not serious. You feel bad for who? Okay, back to the main news that brought us here. The clip we just finished watch, right? Okay, it said a good name is very important. A lesson from the Cubana chief priest incident in Abuja. We no send your mpa. I'm waiting to talk here. According to the poster. So Dr. Omar Bisin said only 2 voices said we no send your mpa. Now that 2 voices, now they call crowd. Rest, I beg. My brother, not 2 voices. I will need an eager of man. If you not listen very well, most of you are listening from the other side of your body. You can imagine where everybody is calm and only 2 voices you are hearing in the midst of everybody. If they so truly love him, the shouting, the applause of the rest of other people, if he said only 2 people, will cover those 2 voices. But everybody was mute because he had been, in fact, he had been left behind, and you are here defending. Anyway, I don't expect to hear anything different from somebody with this kind of name. Michael said, this fat cow has not seen anything yet. Nigerians, stop patronizing his businesses. He is an enemy of our nation. Hugo said, stupid, stupid, fat, foolishly asking for acceptance, fully. Hey, by where language here, I go tire. King Simon said, who send your mpa? Come perform, cow. Mickey Moore said, Omo, if Nigerians stayed in one voice like this, it go better out of shame and disgrace. Many of our people will not get head. Good for nothing, bad eggs, go by of disgrace and rejection. You see what happened, eh? It is easy for people. If you watch majority of people who boo this guy, now our people, na Igbos, to tell you that Biafrans don't compromise. Once they like you if you are doing something right. If you are doing wrong, my brother, everybody is going to desert from you. Yes. If they keep on dragging them like this, disgracing them like this, the same way they disgrace that Yoruba content creator, Afulayan, and he went publicly to apologize. They have disgraced these guys Today say they supposed to apologize. If you watch the other one that say his name now Obi Kukumba, now to the show where they chop meat and say life goes on, nothing so serious. Now what did the guy do the right? When you see all these guys, you think say they have brain. My brother, nothing is in their brain. Just empty. Few more comments are around or up. Indiana Obo said, Helen prayer, Cubana Chinchin, baby mama prayer is now working for him. Oh, Helen prayer, Cubana Chinchin, baby mama prayer. Okay. Chimo said, with the apps, who send them? Hey, laugh out loud. Abuja, show am, say, money no fit by respect. We no send your mpa. Okay. Simon Ivan say, we don't send your mpa. His mpa, nah, devil. But they said, we need this in other Nigerian languages. Of course. We need that in other Nigerian languages. Of course, okay. They don't do that for English now. Other Nigerian languages, both by Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, some people will even hide their own. They will not boo them. Yeah, they will tell you, now our own, and now we. I beg and we will take a break and I go hear my voice again when I come back. Like, share, comment, and make sure you keep subscribing for more interesting videos. And I go hear me when I repost again or publish. So, happy weekend. It shall be well with all of us. Bye bye.